Hello again, Andy with Handy Andy, and we're up here in farm country up in Taylorsville, Georgia today, reviewing some work that's going to have to be done for an FHA loan. And FHA projects can be a little bit tricky because what they're looking at is they've got their own specifications on what has to be right with the house before they will allow you to close. And fortunately, Handy Andy can come in and do these repairs and get paid at closing. And some of it is basic stuff. Can't have any peeling trim on the outside, so we got that, we got to paint it. We can't have any missing railings. Like here, someone came in and redid this front porch. You only have to have one railing on the side of the steps, but the whole rest of the porch needs to be railed. This is older T111 siding, and because they didn't have gutters, or they did have gutters that clogged, it wiped out the bottom edge of the siding. And contractors are forever just painting what they have to. So most of this T111, and you can't quite get this pattern anymore. These are 4x8 sheets. It was real popular with builders because it was cheap in its day, but it'll hold up well if you paint it and all that. But see, like this right here, see where they stopped painting here and they left that peeling trim? The inspector is going to make us, the FHA appraiser is going to make us paint that stuff, which isn't huge. And so back here, this siding's in decent shape. When you come around this corner, we talk about this all the time. We're not gonna deal with it now, but anytime you're running underground corrugated pipe like that, it's a big no-no. It's gonna clog. And this homeowner, once he gets in here, he knows he should come back in here and put gutters. There just isn't a budget for it right now. But instead of replacing all this siding back here, we're gonna cut in a 5/4 by 4-inch pressure treated cap through here, and then that can be painted later on and match the trim. It'll never rot. We'll bevel the top so it'll shed water. But this is just because there's so much water splashing in the corner back here and running down the siding where they never painted it, and in the corner never got a chance to dry out, so it just rotted. So that's a much more cost-effective way of dealing with that. The rest of the siding over here is in pretty good shape. The fascia above right here is rotted, and this little triangle is what we call a dog ear. That's rotted, and about 4 feet of this fascia board right here. So any rotted wood needs to be replaced. I didn't see this in the inspection report. So usually when real estate agents send us this stuff, we try to get out and see it. This one was a little far off and just had trouble getting out here. A great property. I understand why this buyer really wants this place. It'll be perfect for him and his kids. But when you got this back porch back here, they're going to make us put a railing on it, even though he's probably going to screen it and do something different with it over time. And then a railing on these steps like here. We're just going to match what's over there. And so this whole porch right here has to have pressure treated railing put up on it. You can cheat on it sometimes and just put lattice and tack it to a board if that's what you want. As long as there's something that FHA stuff is all looking at health, safety, and welfare type issues on a house, outside of the peeling paint. And so like here, we'll go ahead and rebuild these steps, put a railing on it, and replace the treads on it, and he'll be good there. And then same thing here. See, the fascia boards are all peeling all the way through here. The corner's rotted, so we need to replace that section right in there. And then down in this area, the same thing. See the damage to the T111 siding? They won't pass that. And so we'll have to cut this corner right here all the way to this corner and put that piece in there, and then seal around the spigot. But outside of that, I'm not going to get in there right now, but there's the access to the crawl space. The access door is fine, but he's got a bunch of mold up under here. So we'll have to get up under here and treat that with MediClean and hand wash it, treat it twice. And it has a residual kill to it. Someone came in here and spent some money. This looks like an AquaGuard project or trotter. Underneath here, they put a really nice vapor barrier down and taped everything off down there. We're just not going to get down in there today. You might not get me out of there. And it's cold. It's bloody cold this morning. And so even though they had that, they put the vapor barrier down, which is great. They probably did that after they already had a mold issue and no one ever cleaned the mold. He's got adequate venting around the house, so that's not going to be an issue for him. But not having these gutters, all the water just splashes against the foundation and it ends up leaching in. You can see where they had an issue back here and they tried to seal it with tar. And so that's probably where he's getting a lot of this moisture, is through this side right here. The water has nowhere to go. Once he gets gutters up in here, he can drain it away from the house and probably come, off that corner right here where the porch is going to be, and then trench it towards the yard and get it away this way, where it can start to drain towards the rear. But we pretty much do everything. Real estate agents love using us because we do everything and we make it easy for something like this. And it's crazy. This agent got a quote from a mold remediation company that was 5 times our cost. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's a deal killer. Here, I don't think it's an FHA requirement. The guys will trim back the tree here. You should always have 2 feet clear around. This trim all over here looks pretty good, so I don't think there was any issues in the report here. And then here again, we're just adding this railing. And either they ran out of money or this was someone doing this themselves or I don't know what. But again, we're gonna have to touch up this trim up here. All in all, it's a great house. This thing was actually pretty well built. And these things are really minor when you look at it. But it's just because this particular loan, and we've seen this a lot on FHA deals. We get probably 5 or 6 of these a month now. And we have for about the last 2 years, where buyers and sellers are doing the FHA loan. A lot of sellers don't want that loan because it's a little more paperwork, and then you've got the risk of like we're dealing with here. An appraiser is going to come through and he's looking for these items specifically, and you can't sell the house unless you get them done before closing, and that becomes a financial issue for a lot of people. For us, we'll just go ahead and do the work and get paid at closing. We do that routinely. You can reach us in the office. The number will be here on the video. Sometimes you can get to me directly at 770-265-9017. My brother and I run a crew of between 20 and 30 people. It just depends. We haven't been doing as much this past year. My mom's been real sick, so it's kind of taking me out a little bit. But we're happy to help you any way that we can. We have a small handyman division for the little stuff. You name it, we do it. See you at the next house. Bye for now.